What's up, everybody? Can y'all hear me? How's the sound? I see you, D. We're gonna give the we'll give the Saints a few more minutes to come on in the church house before we get started today. Hopefully, everybody's getting notifications and everything, and then we get started. Dude, this is my first show today, man. Everybody's been asking me to do this, and at first I was real hesitant about doing it because I knew it was going to be a process, and so we doing it today. We decided to go ahead and get it done. It's a massive undertaking, I'll tell you that much. But I'm glad we did it. I'm excited to try it, something different, Sometimes you got to step outside your comfort zone. And, like I said, people have been following me. They want me to talk about certain stuff. And so now we're gonna try that. We're gonna, do something different this year, especially for Black men, especially now from where we come from, just giving us a voice, saying some of the things that maybe we want to say sometimes, but we don't, because of how it's viewed as far as being soft or, we need to man up. It's not very masculine to talk about a lot of our issues, but we talk about them like in barbershops. We one-on-one in the locker room and stuff like that. So, yeah, those kind of things we're going to talk about today. Yeah, y'all come on in and get comfortable, log in. If you feel like it, if the Lord inclines you, go ahead and put some in that Cash App. I got it in the description. And you can always message me or text me for those have my number. And we'll surely appreciate those donations. Also, the Zoom feature is available too. And I put the passcode and the meeting ID in the description. So if you want to join in, you can call in and be a part of the show. Say what you if you disagree. If you agree. Just something different. Especially for people that our community. Like I said, we're gonna give it a few more minutes, and I'm gonna just go ahead and start talking. And like I said, people join in as they come as they see fit. The Lord I add as He sees fit to the church, and we're just gonna do what we do and get out the way. We're not gonna be in here long. Just something simple, real quick to talk about today. Excuse me for not having the music. Working with my producer, I got my music picked out, but I got to figure out how to add it to my system and run it through so it sounds good and it's something y'all enjoy. We'll give it to 10 minutes after, and I'm gonna go ahead and say my piece, and y'all can pick it up on the replay or whatever have you. So we're taking our time. We're not gonna be in no big rush. I'm a very punctual person. I hate being late for anything. So I wanted to start on time, and so we can get you out on time. And like I said, hopefully y'all will, rewatch it, share it, definitely share it, and kind of get it out there for me. Support it. Y'all been asking for it. Lord knows I put enough money, enough time, and enough energy into this. So this is for y'all. So we're gonna see how I do. Hope everybody's had a good Sunday. I didn't do nothing but do a little bit of housework and trying to get myself ready for this show, try to clear my mind and get my thoughts together. I didn't write anything down. We're gonna let the Spirit lead us, and He's gonna talk through us and for us. And I'm sure it's gonna be good. Nothing too controversial today. I know I'm known for being controversial and I bash women and all that kind of stuff, but today is going to be kind of even keel. All right, so it's 10 minutes after. I'm gonna go ahead and get started. So first of all, we want to give all thanks and all honor to our God, the Creator. Without Him, there is no us. I do believe in all thy ways, acknowledging Him, and He will direct our paths. Today, I want to talk about, what's happened to Black love. When I was growing up, I grew up in a household where predominantly my first memories was at out of my grandmother's house. And excuse me, let me take these off because I can hear myself, so I don't want to keep reverbing. But growing up in my grandmother's house, it was predominantly females in the house. We had my grandmother and my mother. I had 4 aunts. I had my uncle there. He was kind of in and out at the time. And then we had our granddaddy. And one thing I grew up watching, it's pretty much every day. It was almost routine. Granddaddy would go to work. He'd get up early in the morning, and he would go. He was a truck driver, so he would get up at 4 in the morning, and he'd be at the house by 5:30. And we didn't see him again till 6, 7 o'clock that night. Sometimes not even for a few days, depending on just how far out he had to go. But one thing that always remained constant, and that was my granny's love for him and the respect that she required us to have for him. When he wasn't there, it was no doubt about it who was in charge of the house. That was Granny. But when Granddaddy came home, it was a totally different story. She automatically reverted back to a submissive role towards him. I remember, being 4 or 5 years old, and Granddaddy come home, and she would jump up and greet him at the door with a hug and a kiss, and then we would all line up and hug Granddaddy and everything, and it was to me it was very impactful because it showed me the kind of love that she had for him, and Granddaddy never cooked. He didn't cook. He didn't fix his own food. He didn't wash his own clothes. When he came, one thing, no matter how sick my grandmother was, and she was always sick with something. She had a whole lot of, medical ailments, and I'll talk about that another day. But she was always sick, but she always got up. She would greet him at the door. She would make sure that his food was fixed. She would make sure that he had a plate, even if she didn't cook it, or she didn't have the strength to go and fix it for him. She always made sure one of the girls had cooked and made sure he ate, made sure that all his dirty laundry from his suitcase was washed and ironed, and he had a fresh suitcase packed whenever he came home. And in return, she didn't have to pay any bill. There were no bills paid. She didn't work. She often let us know, hey, her name was on the deed of that house. She didn't care what really went on when Granddaddy was on the road because she understood road work was road work. Whatever went on at work was work. And but she also let it be known, hey, that car in the garage, that was her car. He bought that for her. She didn't wash her car. She didn't change the oil. She didn't go buy gas like that. She didn't do that. He took care of all those things. He cut the grass. He did the yard work. He made sure the house was, maintained as far as, plumbing, electrical, whatever was going on. And whatever she wanted, she got pretty much. And it just spoke to me about what a marriage and what real Black love is really all about. And then you fast forward to today, and like I said, I can go on. I got a million stories. I got a million witnesses that can tell their side of the story about how rough it is for Black men today to be in the dating world, to be in trying to find love, trying to make love happen. I mean, it just blows my mind. And to go back, one of the things that's always been told to me, especially here recently, is that those type of women don't exist no more. Oh, Ty, you need to get over that. You gotta get with today. Today's woman is not like that. Okay. And it always blows my mind because it's like, y'all don't want to be the woman that Granny and Mama was, but you want a man the way Daddy and Granddaddy used to be. Well, y'all don't want everything Granddaddy and Daddy used to do. And it seems like to me, it's a little unfair. It's a little unbalanced. Like, why shouldn't I be able to expect a woman to treat me and to perform at a certain level that the highest women in my life will perform? Like, why should I lower that expectation to match today's woman? And that's one question I have for you ladies. Like, why is it that men have to kind of downgrade and have to wash out their dreams and their expectations for what kind of woman they want. You know, why can't I expect a woman to treat me like my granny treated my granddaddy? Why can't I expect a woman to treat me like my mother treated my dad? You know, I mean, and we're not talking 100 years in between the two. You know, we're talking, the last 10, 15, 20 years, these changes have been going on. And now we're in today's climate where, hell, dating is almost impossible. It's almost impossible at this point in time to find somebody that's really trying to build and make that family unit. And guys that I talk to, the guys in my circle I associate with, I mean, we talk about this almost on a daily basis. And it's like there's not a lot out here for us to choose from anymore. And I know women, and I'm gonna side with y'all. I mean, I hear, good man is hard to find. And I totally agree with that. I see sorry, trashy ass men every single day of my life, especially when I'm at work. I see guys, wanting their girlfriend to buy everything, wanting their girlfriend to pay for this, pay for that. I'm a little old fashioned. Like if we go out on a date, I don't expect you to pay for anything because I asked you out. You giving me your time. The least I can do is pay for the meal. So I don't have that's not a big hang up for me. That's not a big, there's never been an issue. But I've seen a lot of it, and I don't have a problem with sometimes every now and again a woman taking me out and letting me enjoy and letting her pay a little bit. Sometimes they can be uncomfortable, to be quite honest. But it's okay. But that's not a everyday thing, every weekend thing. I don't think you should always be reaching in your girlfriend's purse or looking to her to come up with stuff when you're the man. And I also say this in defense of women. Also, I hear a lot of women say, guys switch up, guys change. As the relationship matures, the guy shows you one thing, and then he turns around, and then after you give him pretty much what he wants, then things start to change. Things start to take a turn for the worse, so to speak. Then you start getting the lying. Then you start getting the inconsistency. And I've seen it. Hell, I see it. Some of the guys, like I said, I talk to or I work around or just hang around. Yeah, these guys are trash. I feel sorry for a lot of y'all because the few good women I do know that's still out here in the world, yeah, I can just imagine the horror y'all have because, guys very disrespectful, very rude. They don't talk to women like ladies anymore, especially real women. I ain't talking about them ratchet hoes, them thoughts, or whatever you want to call them. I ain't talking about them. I'm talking about the real women that's out here doing the best they can to be the best woman they can be. That deserves the best out of a man, and not some of the mess that they've been getting here lately. So yeah, women, I can definitely agree with a lot of the things that y'all go through. I definitely can see a lot of the things that dudes do. They're just, deplorable, despicable. The way they treat their children. It's unreal. Me being a father, that's one thing I could never, ever condone is a man turning his back on his child. I could never condone a man not giving everything he can for the betterment of his children. And one thing I always tell my kids is I don't want you to start at zero. If I get to level, before I close my eyes for good, and I get to level 5, that's all as far as I can go. When I'm done at level 5, that's where I want you to start at. And every father that I know, that's what they're hoping their dream is, that their child didn't have to come up like we had to come up. So yes, women, I agree with y'all 100%. These dudes out here are trash. They garbage. Some of them don't have no business even knowing your name. They shouldn't even speak to you. Hell, I don't see how some of y'all, quite frankly, get wet for them. I'm just going to keep it real. But y'all do, and that's what you do, so that's cool. But, getting back to what I was saying, I'm just curious as to why Black love, and I can't speak, I know I got some white members in the house. I got people of all race, colors, and creeds. I accept everybody. I know I got them in the house, and maybe y'all can chime in and tell what it's like to be in white love. Hell, I don't know. But as far as Black love is concerned, I just wonder why it's always so difficult. It's so push and pull. It's such a fight. One day, everything is going good. 2 days later, you're not speaking to each other. You're angry. You're not talking. You don't going to communicate. One of the silliest things I ever seen in my life, and I see this all the time. I ain't gonna name no names, but I know y'all know who you are, and I hope y'all are watching, is how is it that you can be two grown people, y'all done had the sex, y'all done everything there is to do as a couple, but then when one calls and you mad at the other person, instead of actually answering the phone and working out your problems, you ignore it. You sit there and watch the phone ring. Please tell me what sense that makes. Or they'll try to text you and you just look at the phone and you just like, okay, oh well, they text me. Like, how did we get here? How did we get here as a Black people that when we wake up in the morning, the odds are automatically stacked against us? And we know that we have to overcome things. We know we have to deal with racism, whether it's in your face, whether it's on the cover. We know we have to deal with problems with our family, our friends, our finances, especially living in Nashville. We know what the rent is like down here. We know what it's like, people, knocking down a lot of the landmarks, a lot of the places that we grew up with. Those things are gone. We only got maybe couple little Black sections in the whole city anymore. So it's like, why didn't it behoove us to give everything we have to one another, and especially in our relationships? I watched Kevin Samuels, no secret there, and he said something that was very, very telling last week. The question was asked. He asked this young lady, do Black women belong to Black men anymore? And the young lady was very hesitant. And then she finally had to admit, no, they do not. And that's very telling because in the same conversation, she openly admitted white women belong to white men. Hispanic women still belong to Hispanic men. Asian women still belong to Asian men. Not in the sense that that's our property, but in the grand scheme of things, they're on one accord. You see them marrying, you see their culture's thriving. Yet with us, it's always this conflict. So it's always like, where's the love? And it ain't always been this way. Like I said, I'm 40 years old, and I grew up in a household where it wasn't that. And I'm sure, and Granddaddy and Granny was married for 40 years until she died. And within those 40 years, I know they had a ton of problems. Some of them I saw, some of them I didn't. Most of them I didn't see. But at the end of the day, they stayed together. They still was still in love with one another in the grand scheme of things. They understood that despite how they may feel about each other today, tomorrow, the next day, wasn't nobody going to file for no divorce. Wasn't nobody leaving the house. And now we get married. We don't stay married. We get married fast. Oh, we heard them get married, but we don't stay married fast. We don't stay married long. We'll find any little reason, any little excuse to just throw in the towel. Oh, I've met several people, and the brother tell me, man, my wife, she left me. She wanted a divorce. Why? And she just said one day she wasn't happy. Damn. I thought just the vow said for richer, for poor, for better, for worse. Love, honor, cherish, obey. And she ain't happy. Damn. How do you process that? This is somebody that you promised your life to. You lit this unity candle saying we are one flesh now. Now you want to go back to being two separate people? How's that cool? How do women, and I'm putting this on women because women file for divorce dramatically greater than me. Uh, how do y'all get to that point? How do you get to that destination where you decide, okay, I'm not happy no more. I don't want to be married anymore. I want to do something different. I want to go back to being single. I harken back to Aisha Curry. She still wants single men to look at her and flirt with her. I see it at work every night. Every night I get hit on by at least 10 married women, at least. Ain't nothing special about me. I'm a regular guy, not even all that handsome. But every single night, it happens. I had a situation happen, and this woman she wasn't black, but just my conversation alone, pretty much. She's ready to leave her man that night. Like, where are we as a people, particularly as a black people, but where we are as a people with love and relationships, and I'm curious to know, does I know I got a whole bunch of lesbian friends. I love all y'all. Got some gay friends. I want to know, do y'all have these same problems? Like, for real. Like, I really would like to know, is it just a black heterosexual situation, which is what, me and, most of my circle is, my peers are, or, is this a broader situation? Is this something that's affecting all communities, from near and far? I think back, we see those old movies, where people were, black families were together. They might not have had everything. They might not have had the best, especially during segregation, during the Jim Crow era. They didn't have the best, but they had each other. And to me, that says everything, because you're not going to always have everything. Some days you're up, some days you're down. Life is, like they say, is ebbs and flows. Sometimes you up, sometimes you down. Sometimes you reaping, sometimes you sowing. The Bible says there's a time and a season for everything. And so I wonder, why is it that we can't, work our way through these things? Why is it we so quick to give up? Why is it so hard to even get started these days? Let's just start right there, because that's where I'm at. Why is it so hard to get started? Black women, tell me, what is it that we as black men, we not receiving from y'all? What is it that we need to step our game up to get to where y'all are comfortable going back and being somewhat, I'm not saying everything, but being somewhat of those women of old? I understand life happens, and a lot of you women have had to, uh-oh. Shit. Hold on 1 second, y'all. Sorry about this. Hold on. Technical difficulty. 1 second. That's not it.